Hey, you guys, let's go ahead and get some messages. We've got the Knight of Swords coming out hot, coming in hot. Lots of communication coming in. What else do we have here? Crossing you, we have Judgment, Seven of Wands. In the recent past, we got the King of Swords. What's on your mind? What's on your mind? What else do we have here? We've got the Ten of Cups on our mind. So fortune after difficulties. What else do we have? The Hierophant, the Emperor. Woo. And too many cards. I'm going to put those back in. If they want to come out, they will. What else do we have here? We're at a crossroads for sure. Trying to make a judgment. We've got the Four of Wands. We've got the Nine of Wands. And the possible outcome is the Three of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Swords. Okay, worry, doubt, strife. Listen, get out of your head. This is over-analysis paralysis, okay? This is you overthinking, over-analyzing. This is like, just like too much chatter, too much going on. Listen, if you have all these worries, doubts, and whatever, make sure that you go and talk to someone, okay, with the Knight of Swords. Reach out. They can help you. There is a judgment that needs to be made right now. We are kind of sitting at a crossroads trying to figure out which direction that we're going to go in. I do feel like you are trying to, it's almost like you need to be strategic as to how you maneuver whatever this situation is. We have the King of Swords in the recent past. So this is, again, it's like using your intellect, looking at the truth of a situation, making sure that you're not like being too cold. It's like you need to soften up just a little bit too, because he can also be the Ice King. But it's like he's trying to get clarity on something. So you may end up hearing from this King of Swords. He comes rushing in, or this could be a text message, a phone call, email, or they meet you in person, because I do see this person running to get on their motorcycle and, jump in. I feel like all you have to do is just sit here. There's like a lot of things, a lot of thoughts coming at you, but I do feel like you are protected. See how she's in the bubble? And you just need to just kind of sit back and let the chips fall where they may. You are protected in whatever it is that is coming at you. You don't need to fight. You don't need to argue. You just need to sit in the situation. So if somebody comes at you all hasty, like, just kind of sit back. Don't let it affect you. Okay. But I feel like whatever is said or whatever is done, it's up to you to make a judgment call on how you're going to handle this. This could also be it's a family situation for some of you. Absolutely a family situation. It could have something to do with the patriarch of the family, because we do have the Emperor here. We have the Judgment card, the Hierophant, the Emperor are the three major arcanas. The Hierophant is about learning lessons. It's also giving it to a higher spirit, God, listening to our higher self, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, spirit, angels. I feel like this is a little bit more personal. I don't feel like this is work, if I'm going to be completely honest. Maybe for some of you, you're just trying to focus on your work, but I feel like this is going to affect you nonetheless, even though you are protected from it. And for some of you, it's like you're worried about your family. We're all worried about our family right now, if I'm being completely honest. We're all going through some type of family shit. It is like, the end of the year. We're going through Thanksgiving and the holidays and Christmas and New Year's, and everybody's, so many people are estranged from the ones they love, or, their kids are older now and they're off living their own life. And now, it's just like, it's just kind of how it is now, Someone here is also moving to a new home, so congratulations. They could be flying away today, and, some people are just crying in their pillow at this point. Or it's like maybe one of your adult kids is moving away, or maybe if you're an adult kid, your parents are moving, or your mom's moving away, or dad's moving away, or both are moving away, something like that. Or you're traveling for the holidays. I mean, it doesn't have to be so, significant. It could just be like, we're going to see family for the holidays. And, some people didn't make it through the year, that could be it too. It's like, I didn't get to tell Aunt Susie, that I loved her and, this was going to be, our last holiday. And then she ended up leaving the earth too soon. It's like, those types of things, anytime we get around the holidays, this is when nostalgia really kicks in, or, worry about financial matters or whatever, being the fact that we're in Mercury retrograde too, this is like communication from people from the past about, when days were happier and, thinking about the happier times, but also, like what broke. I almost feel like this guy over here, the King of Swords, is like, look at his hair. It's like, the birds are like picking at it like it's a bird's nest or something. It's like a mess inside of his head. That's what I'm getting. And the reason why I say that is because, I mean, look, I feel like this is the King of Swords. He's worried. He's stressed out. He's, it's almost, he needs to learn how to master his emotions for sure, But again, I almost feel it's like it's the King of Swords with the overanalysis paralysis. You may end up hearing from this King of Swords. And you're going to have to make a judgment call on what you're going to do, and I feel like this King of Swords needs to figure out, do they want to commit? What do they want to do? What are they committing to? For some of you, again, this is like a home move. Do I, sell my home? I'm not seeing any pentacles here by any means. I think it's something that this King of Swords, who is the Emperor, is like kicking around the idea of like, should I move? But I feel like 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands, this is about continuing to persevere. Somebody could show up at your home, or this Emperor is like, hey, do you want to come over? Sends you a text or something that says, hey, you want to come over? Or they show up at your home. Hopefully if they do show up or ask you to come by, they're not in this defensive mode. Kind of silly. Because I am seeing a very defensive energy with the 9 of Wands. It's like, have you ever like broken up with somebody and then, they invite you to come over and then they get all weird and stuff, like, and then they're like, kind of like, robotic, like, I don't like that feeling. It just needs to be loose and free and whatever else, 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups. This is celebrations, getting together with friends, family, whatever. Planning on it. Might not just be today because we have all these major arcanas. I think what the crossing is, this Judgment card is, do I reconcile? Because the Judgment card is the reconciliation card and it's in the challenge position. Somebody here is like overthinking, do I want to reconcile and climb the ladder towards success? Do I want to get married again? For some of you, they could have options with the 3 of Cups here. I feel like this Emperor is all about strategy and being strategic. You do not have to be a masculine to be the Emperor. You could be a feminine and be standing in your power. I do feel like this Emperor is really thinking about what he wants to commit to so that he can make the right judgment call on how he wants to move forward. He's not quite sure what he's going to do, but it's like, the 2 4s here tells me, should I sell my home? Or do I want to get remarried? Do I want to open up my heart again? I just think this Emperor needs to get together with some family at this time. And I feel like that's going to trigger something for him to make a decision, him or her, on how they want to move forward in the future. Very interesting. Starts out with the swords, the King of Swords, or Nine of Swords, King of Swords, Knight of Swords. And then you have the Fire and Water, 10 of Cups, 7 of Wands. And then we go into more fire cups. So this could be like a molten lava situation, but I almost feel like it's like, wanting to follow, like, it's about following the stars. Because you look at the 3 of Cups, it's like, what are you wishing for? It has to do with like following your North Star. Something here about following the North Star. I see somebody who's out, dancing under the stars. Maybe there was a time where, if this is a relationship situation, family situation, maybe you guys danced in the rain or something under the stars. I know that sounds random, but that's kind of what I'm getting. I just feel like this King of Swords is the one that's in the confusion. I don't know if this Emperor is you or the other party, this King of Swords, or if these are two separate people. I don't know, or if they're the same person. But it's almost like, follow your North Star. Follow where you're hoping to go. If you want commitment, it's here for you. Hierophant, 4 of Wands is marriage and commitment. And marriage and commitment doesn't, some people are married and committed to their job. Some people are married and committed to their family, and that doesn't mean necessarily a romantic relationship. It just means that they're just married to their family, and they would rather just spend all their time with their family. They don't need anyone else. They don't care, I'm going to leave that there, subject to interpretation. If you're interested in a personal reading, I do have my buy one, gift one half off sale going on for the holidays. I've done this every year for the last 10 years. Perfect time to get in for a reading. You can keep them both for yourself, or you can buy one for yourself and gift one to someone else for the holidays. It's like we don't really give a flying fuck about material items anymore. Sometimes we just want to know what's waiting for us on the other side. And clarity is sometimes the best gift of all. Anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know how this reading resonates with you. It's the least I ask from you guys. And it doesn't cost you anything. Anyway, happy holidays. Take care.